So, my Disney are on means one thing. This is a Disney themed video. So today I'm going to talk about my Disney trip in November. So I went to Disney Monday the 19th of November till Tuesday the 20th of November. So I only did 1 night and 2 days, and I felt, being on my own, I actually managed to get everything I wanted to do done. So on Monday my flight was at 6:40 and I landed at 9:05. I hopped on the train and I was actually in Disney by 10:15. So I got the bus to my hotel, and the hotel I was staying at was Vienna House Dream Castle. This hotel was so cute. It was like English medieval themed. So when I arrived, I was able to check in. So I dumped my bags, freshened up and headed straight to the park. So when I booked this trip, I'd only booked my flight and my hotel. I hadn't booked any tickets because I was planning on buying an annual pass, and that's what I did. So I headed over to Walt Disney Studios at desk 12, and my lovely friend Danny met me there because she sponsored me. Please go and check out her Disney Instagram, Disney D Wears. So she sponsored me, and there we then headed over to the Disney park because sometimes the characters are out and about, but there wasn't any characters out and about. So we headed over to Space Mountain, which was a 10-minute wait, which was really cool. We then went and did some castle photos, and then we sat and watched the Disney Christmas parade. Now this parade was so cute. It really definitely does get you in the mood for Christmas. We then headed over to Walt Disney Studios because we were trying to look for the Mickey Mouse waffles, but the trailer had closed, so we headed over to Crush's Coaster. That was a 30-minute wait, so we did the single rider line. Didn't feel like 30 minutes, and then we headed over to Tower of Terror, which was also a 10-minute wait. We then headed back to the Disney parks and we did some Christmassy photos for Danny's Instagram, and then we had a look in the Disneyland hotel. I wish one day I am able to stay. So it was time for Danny to catch her bus, so it was my turn to venture out into Disney on my own. So I decided to go and have a look at Big Thunder Mountain and see how long the queue was. And I thought, if it's a long queue, I'll get a fast pass. But it wasn't. It was a 25-minute wait. Then went on Indiana Jones. That was a 5-minute wait. By the time I got off, it was time to find a place for the Disney Illuminations. And I cried like the big 25-year-old baby I am. So I watched that. I then headed into the Disney Village and did some shopping where I bought my Spirit jersey. Then went and got some food from Earl of Sandwich and then went back to my hotel. So the next day, I set my alarm for 6:30, but I woke up and I just did not feel ready to get up. I set my alarm for 8 o'clock, then woke up, got ready, had my breakfast, and I headed over to the Disney park. I did a bit of shopping because a few people had asked me to get some bits and bobs. I was then going to head over to Walt Disney Studios, but I saw there was only a small queue to meet Marie from Aristocats. Then headed over to Walt Disney Studios and I went on Ratatouille, which was a 5-minute wait. I went on RC Racer, which was traumatizing. That was a 5-minute wait with the single rider. I also did Rock and Roller Coaster. Then headed over to Disney Park again to go and watch Merry Stitchmas. Never seen the show before, and it was so cute. Then headed over to Fantasyland and I went on Dumbo. I then went into the castle and had a look in the Christmas shop. I really wanted to go and have a look at the dragon, but it was closed because they started to do this water fountain show to this music with lights, and it was so cool. So I sat and I watched that for a bit. I then went into Adventureland and I went on Pirates. That was basically a 5-minute wait. I then went on Indiana Jones again. That was a 5-minute wait as well. I then decided to have a look in the Aladdin passage, which is basically the passageway that takes you through Aladdin's story. I'd never seen that before. Then headed over to Space Mountain again and I went on it. It was about a 10-minute wait. When I got off Space Mountain, it was time to watch the Disney Stars on Parade. It was really cool because the last time I went in June, it was light. So going in November, it was starting to get dark and there were all the pretty lights, and when the dragon came out and breathe fire. It kind of created this really cool atmosphere. By the time the parade ended, it was time for me to go home. So I caught the train and I caught my flight, which was at 8:45, and I landed and I went home. The pros and cons of going on your own. I'll start with the pros. Pros are the fact that you don't have to worry about anyone else. You can literally get up when you want to, you can eat when you want to, you can go on whatever ride you want to. You basically just do what you want to do. Another pro is single rider. You tend to get on rides quicker. So if there's a family of 3 and there's that extra seat, that's your seat. The cons was definitely being on your own. There is no one else to talk to unless you're meeting up with somebody there that's already doing a solo trip. Then you are on your own, like back at the hotel, you've got no one to speak to. If you're waiting in a ride, there's no one to speak to, so I found myself on my phone quite a lot when I was waiting for rides. Another con is photos in front of the castle. I was very lucky that Danny was there. She was happy enough to take photos of me in front of the castle and stuff. That's a little trick that I'd learned. I really enjoyed my trip to Disneyland. It was quite nerve-wracking being on my own. I would 100% do another solo trip. All of the trip was amazing. I've never been there during Christmas, so it was so nice to see all the Christmassy theme. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and I'll see you all in my next Disney video. Bye!